Guys, welcome back to Destination Pen Tester. So today we're going to be doing some hash cracking. We've got some lo-fi music on. We've got our beverage. We've got TryHackMe. Let's do this. Okay, so crack the hash. All we have to do in this challenge is grab the hashes provided to us and then use some sort of tool, whether online or in Kali, which we'll see, and crack these. So what is a hash? A hash is a digest. So you put some characters, digits through this function called a hash, and then it will create a digest, which is what we see here, which is just basically scrambled numbers and characters and other special characters as a result of that function. And that function works with an algorithm. So basically it encrypts the whatever string you entered in. So we're gonna learn how to hack those. So why is that important? Because when you're hacking, let's say that we're doing a penetration testing engagement, we get to a database, we get to a file, and we find hashes. Well, we can't do anything with those hashes unless we're able to decrypt them. So if we're able to find out the original string, the original password, now we can do something with it. We can use that alongside with the username, and now we can get authorization to an application, to Active Directory, and we can do a lot of damage then. So let's get started. All right, so I do have to confess, total honesty, I have done this challenge before, and I did so I could save you 8 hours of pain, grueling pain of me just figuring out what tools we need to use, how to do this at all. I've never cracked hashes before. This is the first time. So I think that's gonna help me make it a little smoother for you, as well as I'm not a perfect in this. So I'm going to share my thought process behind it, how I figured out, where I struggled, and I'll be as transparent as possible. Okay. So with that said, we got our Kali machine here. I just booted up. I use my own VM. I would suggest you do the same thing. I think it's just good to... We're all noobs here, right? So we need to install our VM, learn how to do that, learn how to troubleshoot it, download tools into our own machine, because when we're doing penetration testing, whether freelancing or you're doing your bug bounty hunting, or you're working for a corporation, you're gonna have your own machine. So let's get used to utilizing our own machine, customizing it to what fits best for us. So we got our machine here. I got the terminal here. We're root. I've already joined the room. There's a green button up here at the top right that you just hit to join the room. And by the way, this exercise is free, available free on TryHackMe, so you don't have to have a paid subscription to do this with me. Okay, so let's learn some hash cracking today. Okay, so the first hash, we have this. This means something, but we don't know what yet. So we could go ahead and just use hashcat right away, and hashcat by the way is, so we just do man hashcat. Is an advanced CPU-based password recovery utility. So yeah, password recovery utility. That sounds really nice. All that means is that it helps you crack hashes and find out what the password is behind that digest. Here's the description, etc., etc. So you have a ton of options, right? You have a ton of options here. Hold on, let me put this music a little louder for me. There we go. You like the music? Good. Okay, so we have all these modes, built-in character sets, attack modes, hash types. Yeah, it is a little overwhelming to say the least. A little overwhelming if you've never used it, and even if you have used it. Okay, so I'm not going to do hashcat yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if there's an online tool. So let's go to Google, our friend Google. Let's do hash cracking tools online, right? So I just Googled hash cracking tools online and I get crackstation.net, which is the one that I used. So I'm going to click on that one. Boom, free password hash cracker. Yeah, baby. Okay, so let's go back to TryHackMe, copy our hash. Now we're going to go back to Crackstation, paste it. Let's remove all the blank lines here, make sure it looks nice and neat. Notice that we can enter up to 20 non-salted hashes, 1 per line, and we'll talk about that later. Okay, I'm not a robot, I promise. Boom. You see this green line right here? That means that here's the hash type. It will identify the type for you automatically, which is pretty cool. The result is what it means. So this digest right here, right? This hash through the MD5 hashing algorithm. So if you put easy and then you hash it with MD5, you get this. Notice that the length of the characters in the hash or the digest is a lot longer than the word that you entered in. Okay, so we're going to copy easy. We're going to paste it. By the way, TryHackMe, if you haven't done this before, notice that they'll give you a little bit of a clue on what the answer looks like. So here you can see that the answer format says that this answer has 4 characters or 4 digits. 4 characters in length. So looks like we're going to get this. Boom. Submit. Answer's correct. By the way, you can also use the hints here. So it'll tell you in case you're struggling. It'll give you a little bit of a nudge so that perhaps you can get out of your rabbit hole and figure out what you are missing. But I'd suggest try not to use the hints. Try not to use walkthroughs because definitely use my walkthroughs. Always use my walkthroughs. But if you're stuck, it's sort of like working out. You need to have a little bit of a pain. You need to have a little bit of a burn to grow. And it's something that I've been pushing myself to do also because, trust me, I really want to go. I'm not going to lie. I did use some of these hints. I'm like, I just want to get it done, you know? I'm just hungry to get a lot of exercises under my belt. Not to brag, but just to feel like I'm accomplishing something because sometimes it can just take so long and it's an arduous process, right? You know what I mean. So, okay, so easy. That's the correct answer. Boom. We got one. We're in the scoreboard up here. Isn't this cool? All right, second hash. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy, paste it here in Crackstation. Control V. Now, we did notice that we could do several ones at the same time, so let's just try to do. What if we do 2 at the same time? So let's remove all the blank spaces. Let's hit home. Backspace, backspace. All right, not a robot. Ooh, doesn't trust me. Okay. Select all the squares with bicycles. There's no bicycles here. Select all the squares with stairs. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. Yay! Okay, cool. So it did both of them at the same time. Isn't that cool? The first one was an SHA1. That's just the hashing algorithm that it used to get this hash right here. And then SHA256 is this one right here. So SHA256 means that it is using a 256-bit key. I'm a noob. Don't trust anything I say. Okay, so password 123. We're going to paste that right here. Submit. Yay, we got it. Let me in is the second one. Copy, paste it. Do we have it? Oh, why does this not look so awkward? Whoop, whoop. Your answer is correct. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. I think that this is the one that it didn't allow me to do here on this online tool, but let's try it. If it works, don't break it. Okay. Yeah, this was the one. Okay. So you see here, we entered the hash, we clicked I'm not a robot, we clicked crack hashes, and what happened? Here's the hash, type unknown. It couldn't recognize it. So this one doesn't do, this website is not able to crack all hashes. It supports these right here. So probably it's not in here. So now we have an obstacle, a challenge, which is we need to figure out what type of hash is this? What type of hash is this? So we will use the hint here. Search the Hashcat examples page for $2Y. This type of hash can take a very long time to crack, so either filter RockU for 4-character words or use a mask for 4 lowercase alphabetical characters. Yeah, I spent a little bit of time on this one. Okay, so let's take it one step at a time, shall we? So it's giving us a hint, and it's telling us that, hey, to find out the type of this hash, go to this website and, you know, search for this. So let's do that. Okay, we copy it and paste it into our web browser, and we get this hashcat.net wiki, advanced password recovery. Awesome. So you see all the generic hash types right here, so it'll give you the hash mode. This hash mode is going to be the code that you use in Hashcat. We'll revisit this later. Hash name is the name of that algorithm that it uses, and here's an example. So you can compare the length, you can compare, does it look similar, right? Okay, so here, TryHackMe is telling us, okay, let's go to that page, which we already did. Search for this. Okay, so let's do it. If I can copy paste this. Boom. Okay, let's Control F. Oh, but it doesn't find it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the last $sign. See if it finds anything. I'm going to remove the Y, see if it finds anything. Okay, so it found one there, one here. Okay. So this could be a potential one. Let me make this bigger, because you guys are like... Okay, that looks way better. So this is a potential one, actually, because see how it's $, the number 2, and then a star, which basically just a wild card, and then a $. It's really close to what we have here. $2, wild, $. I'm gonna try this one. So let's just try it. Let's just try this one and see what happens. And what you can also do is take a look at this, right? Okay, it has $signs. This one that I'm trying to crack have several $signs. Yep. Here it's got 3. Okay. The other thing you can do is just check out the length. So the way that I was doing that is that I'll go here. So let's go to our terminal, and what we'll do is I'm gonna grab this hash right here from TryHackMe. I'm gonna go to my terminal. I'm gonna echo this, which just basically means echo whatever I'm gonna give you, either here on the screen or into a file. So we're gonna echo it into a file. So we're going to do that little apostrophe, paste from clipboard. I don't know why it pastes so weird. It's just, okay. End. And then we're going to do the greater than sign, and then the name of the file. So let's just do hash1.txt. Boom. Okay. So if we do ls to look at the list of files in our directory, we see the file there. Okay, cool. So let's just cat it. Let's do cat hash.1txt. The reason I'm doing cat is so that it basically prints the values of the file, so I don't have to go into the file. It'll just print it here on the screen, as you see here. Okay, cool. So it copied it and pasted it using echo in here. Awesome. Okay, the next thing we want to do is Hey, before we go and run this, let's make sure that we need to make sure that this is the algorithm, because if not, we're going to just use a lot of power, energy, time in trying to use hashcat. So let's just get a little more assurance that this is indeed the right algorithm. The way that I'm going to do that is that I'm going to copy the example here. I'm going to go back to my terminal, and I'm going to go into my hash text file where we just echoed in the hash. Okay, cool. All right, so we have the first hash there from TryHackMe. Let's go to the end. By the way, Vim is the worst, but when I started learning with Vim, so now I'm just hooked. So I'm going to paste. Okay, so I'm pasting the example we saw in the hashcat.net examples. Okay, boom. Okay, so you see this? So the example is the exact same length as our hash that we're trying to crack. It starts with $2, then a wildcard, then $sign again, then 2 wildcards, then $sign. This is it, guys. I mean, this is a pretty good assurance that this is one is it. You want to look something cool? So if I just press escape and I do DD, it deletes the whole line. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to escape from here. I'm not going to save anything. Let's just make sure that it looks good. We're going to do a cat. Yep. Looks good. We got the hash in there. What's next? We have our hash in a file. The reason we have to put it in a file is because hashcat is going to read it off of a file. I don't think it's able to read it off of the screen. I tried that first, but I was having trouble. So, all right. Okay, so we're gonna use hashcat. Sweet. Hashcat, so normally if you're just being introduced to hashcat, just do whatever, or to whatever function or command. Just do the command, in this case it's hashcat -- help. So you get an idea, right? And yeah, just read it. Just read a little bit so you just get a little bit acquainted on how to do this, right? If you're like me, a super noob, then you're gonna need a little more than that. You're gonna need a little more hand holding, which I definitely did here. So I'm trying to remember what I did. So I think I just went on Google and yeah. So let's go to the challenge. Let's go to the challenge. It says hash this. Oh, right. Because if we go to the hint, right, it tells us, okay, search for this $2 to find out the type of the hash. We already know. Which one is it? It's bcrypt, blowfish, Unix. Okay, great. We've got that covered. And that one is 3200. That's the ID, the hash mode. We're going to use this ID when we're using hashcat. Okay, so we have the hash mode. Great. Now let's continue reading. This type of hash can take a very long time to crack. Sweet. So either filter RockU for 4-character words or use a mask for 4 lowercase alphabetical characters. Okay, yeah, I remember this. So I didn't use RockU. I just first tried to create a mask for 4 lowercase alphabetical characters. It took me on a wild ride. I just started Googling, you know, and it took me to a few websites, and I was actually able to do it, but then I had enter, and then it was taking forever. So because what that was doing is that it's trying every single possible character for a word that is 4 characters long, and yeah, it was taking forever. So I stopped it and I said, you know what, this is taking too long. Let me try it with the word list, which is RockU. So if you didn't know, RockU is an amazing word list. So we're gonna clear our screen here in the terminal. You can find, so let's do this. Let's do a new tab. So you can find it by going to command. Is just gonna tell, we're gonna tell this terminal, this computer, to go into that directory. Right now, we're in home Cali. So I just press PWD, print working directory. That's what it stands for. And it tells us, you're in home Cali. You're in your home directory. Great. But I want to go to where RockU exists. So you can Google to find out where it exists. You can try and do locate RockU. Ah, cool. So this one worked. So we did locate RockU, and it tells us right here, the last one. User share word lists RockU. Okay, awesome. So let's copy paste this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that. So I want to work off of this directory. I don't want to move from TryHackMe. I'm going to stay right here. So I'm going to do a copy function. Oh, look at that. Because I already did this. So that's why it appeared. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to do copy. And then we're going to paste that the directory where the file RockU is. We're going to paste it. Then space. And then we're going to tell it which directory do you want to copy this into, which is the one we're in right now, which is /home/Cali/TryHackMe. At least that's my directory. Whatever directory you're using, you can use. Once you type that in, enter. Boom. You want to make sure it happened. So let's do LSAL. And we have the file right here, RockU. Sweet. So now, for example, if you do locate RockU, notice that you have it in the user share. Oh, actually, it doesn't even show me that I have it in the home. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. That's good to know. All right. So we have RockU in our working directory. Let's go back to the hint. Okay. So this type of hash can take a very long time to crack. So either filter RockU for 4-character words. Okay. So we need to, so what it's basically telling us is, see this answer format right here? So the actual word, this digest belongs to a 4-character word. 4-character word, okay? So we know the length. So we know we have to look for 4-character words. It's not gonna be more, it's not gonna be less. So that reduces the answer, right? That reduces the probability, the amount of possibilities into only 4-character words or strings. Okay. So how do we do that? First, let's take a look at RockU. So let's cat RockU.txt. And it's got a lot of entries, so I'm just gonna stop it right here. To stop it, I just hit Control-C, C as in cat, and it stopped it. Okay, so we don't even have to look at the whole thing. You see what is in the file. So each row is a string. You see? Seems like it's alphabetically sorted. Okay. And you have all types of words. You have words, characters, digits mixed up, and of different lengths. So it would take a long time. If we just provide this file, we can do that. It'll just take a longer time. But if we're able, because it has to it's gonna try to hash every single one of these words using that same algorithm, the bcrypt, and then it's going to compare. Hey, does this match the hash that he provided us? No. Okay, do it again. And you're going to do that for a lot of lines. I don't even know how many lines there is. Oh, it froze. Oh, sweet. It didn't like me catting that. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so if we're able to reduce this file to only 4-character words, then we can get to the solution a lot faster. So I spent a little bit of time researching this. How can we do it? And then I found some solution on Google. Again, just Google it, you know? That's what I did. Why does this look so weird? Why does this not work right here? It's super slow. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay. Okay, that's weird, but we can still work with it. So what we need to do is we need to solve this. We need to get the rock you to only include words that are 4 characters long. So what I did was, where are you? Just give me 1 second. Oh, that's why. By the way, as you do things like this and you discover something, you just write it down. I have my own little spreadsheet with all of these things. So I'm just going to paste this. Oh man, this is not good. I can't paste this? I can't right click. Okay. Let's start the terminal. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. So I had to restart my Kali because it had frozen. All right, so we're back where we were. We're trying to make our RockU text file. We're trying to reduce the number of possibilities to only include words that are 4 characters long, because that's what the hint gave us. So I'm pasting from my spreadsheet where I keep all useful commands and things that I have done in the past so I can revisit it. So when I was trying to figure this out, I had to Google it, right? And when I Googled it, I came across this egrep command. So it's basically egrep. Let's see if I have what the X means. I guess the X means the number of letters. So I just did egrep X 1 through 4, which in this case, it's telling it to just grab any word that is 1 character long to 4 characters long from this text file and then put the output into a new text file called Little Rock You. So I'm going to do that. And we do ls, and we have Little Rock You. Awesome. Let's do LSAL. Notice how little RockU is way smaller than RockU, which is good. That's what we want. That's what we want. Okay. So now that we have our new file, and again, how did I get this? How do I get this? I just Googled it. So if you want the website, here it is. I'll share it with you guys. Stack Overflow. So there you go. You can remove words shorter than 4 characters using Linux. So if you Google something like this, then you'll get this result. You'll just have to go through. This is the manual labor. You're just going to have to roll up your sleeves and go through all of these websites and then refine your Google search until you find what you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to exit this out. Let's go back to our terminal. Okay, so now we can start building up our hashcat command. Our hashcat command, to find out more, just do man hashcat. And then man just means manual. So here throughout all the manual, you're going to start getting a good idea of what you need to do. Another thing that you can do is, again, Google. Google is your friend. So how to use a word list how to use a word list in hashcat, right? So the first entry is a tutorial. Blah, 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 blah. I want examples. Okay, so here this person's kind of walking you through it. Cracking the hashes. Okay, so that's cool. So here they have hashcat, and then they'll tell you the M designates the type of the hash we're cracking. A will tell you the dictionary attack. O is the output file. Then target underscore hashes.txt is our input file for the hashes. There's better ones though. So there's several ones, so you would just have to go through each one until you find what you need. So in this case, I already did it, and I'll walk you through what we're doing. Okay, so for this one, we said it would be... Let's go back to our website. I remember it's 3200, but... So let's look for bcrypt. Okay, so this was the one. Okay, so we know it's 3200. So we're going to start building hashcat. We're going to do M, right? Man hashcat. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to walk through it. M is the hash type. So this is the hash type. See references below. You're just going to put the number. Let's see if they have any references as to how to build one. Oh, see here in the hash types, they have a list of them. Okay. But it's not really useful because it doesn't tell you, it doesn't help you identify it since it doesn't have an example of what the hash looks like. So, and besides, we already have it in the website. Okay. So we're going to do M, which is the hash type, and we're going to use the number. So this is the hash type. We know it's bcrypt, so we're going to use a number, 3200. So we're going to do M. 3200. Okay, awesome. That's our hash type. Perfect. Next, we're going to do... I guess we're going to do our hash file. right? Do I have that correct? Sure, why not? So we're going to do our hash1.txt. What's next? So I'm just telling it right now, hashcat, use this hash ID to crack the hash in this file, or the hashes in this file. Now we're going to tell it to put the output in password 1.txt. You can use whatever name you want. And then you're going to tell it which file to use, which is littlerockyou.txt. Boom. Are you ready for this? Oh, did it work? Did it not work? What happened? I don't know what happened. Let's do ls. Okay, so it didn't spit out anything. Let's cat our hash 1. Yep. So we have the hash in there. Did we do something wrong? Interesting. I'm doing this as root. Let me check my old commands. I don't see... Interesting. So these are the rabbit holes that one gets into, and then this ends up being 8 hours. But don't worry, we're going to figure this out before then. Okay, it looks good. I don't know. You know what? Let's go into Little Rock You. Little Rock You seems fine. And yes, you'll notice that in mine, we include not only words that are 4 characters long, but anything 4 or less because of how we built it. I left it that way because I didn't want to tinker with it more. And it was actually pretty quick anyways, so. Okay, so the file looks fine. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what this can be. Well, let's figure this out. Okay, so let's just revisit everything. So we have hash. So let's vim into hash1.txt. Let's figure this out. We know. Okay. Let's go back to TryHackMe. So let's do hashcat. We'll do 3200. We'll put our file that contains the hash. We'll tell it that we want our output and password 1.txt.
You can easily train yourself to listen faster. If you are able to listen fast, you can consume more information. So it allows you to learn from the best resources available instead of being stuck reading something that you do not enjoy. Listening fast can also help you to save time while still retaining information if you are used to a fast listening speed.
So
I should probably change that, shouldn't I?
incredibly long email from your boss that you have to finish before the big meeting starts in
Ads. Okay, so I really don't know what this could be. All hashes found in pod file use. Oh, so I guess because I've done this before, it's already saved. That's interesting. So they're in the pod file. Okay, show. Oh man. All hashes found in pod file use. Show to display them. So this is where we do Google. This will be a good example of, okay, how do we figure this out? All right, Google. How do we display cracked hashes in pod file? Hashcat. There's no results for cracking password. Okay, hey everyone, I tried the command and have this. So here in the result, Phil is telling us the cracked hashes are stored in the file hashcat.pop file. Okay, let's try something different. So we're going to try the same one, but let's give it no output file. Why does it not want to do the file? Okay, let's try it. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's because I've done it before and it recognizes it. So let's see what Phil says. Phil says to do this, show Galleria. Is Galleria the... That's the name. Okay, so let's do hashcat m3200 show hash1.txt. Okay, cool. That's weird, but anywho, it is what it is. So you see, we did this. Let me copy this and I'm gonna save this into my spreadsheet, which you should do the same, by the way. Display hash results from, what did they call it? The hash pot? Is that what the pot file? Original command was you're seeing everything real time, guys. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I saved it. So notice that we, thanks to Phil, thank you, Phil, we We use the command that he showed us to use, and then it's displaying the hash, and then colon, and then this right here is the result. So let's copy paste it as blah. We know it's 4 characters long. 4 characters long. Boom, another one is done. Awesome. "45 minutes in." Okay. Let's do one more. We have this guy right here. So as you can already tell, how are we going to know, how are we going to identify this hash, right? Because we need to. Well, so let's do this actually. Let's use our online friend, CrackStation. Where's CrackStation? Maybe we'll be able to do this one. I hope so. Not a robot. Oh, it did it. Okay. So it's telling us that the type is MD4, which is the hash algorithm. And the result is eternity 22. So let's try that. And we got it. Awesome, guys. This was great. Okay, so this is level 1. I'm gonna cut it off here, take a quick break, and if you want to do this, continue doing this for level 2, I'm gonna post that video as well. I'll see you there.